Welcome to Dr. TSPR show. This is Dr. Tangella Shiva Prasad Reddy alias Dr. TSPR. Namaste, Adab, hello. After a long time, on demand, Dr. Satish Ranjan is our guest, and he is a molecular immunologist from Germany. I need not introduce him more than that. Today's topic being whether natural immunity acquired through COVID infection, whether you are really infected or through surrogacy, like being one with those infected, trace, test and quarantine. So even you are part of it. So even such type of cases, directly infected and the people who have been in and around getting infected and under quarantine, attaining natural immunity. Through natural immunity, attaining that natural immunity which will protect them from further as a prevention, whether that is superior or those acquired through under trial vaccines which doesn't have any liability and compensation, which have been exposed by the same gentleman when we went to ICMR website, one after the other. Covishield, Covaxin, they ran for cover, and you have seen Pune, they burnt everything, and we have even questioned the Honorable Prime Minister what was being given to him, whether because under trial vaccines there will be placebo and vaccine candidate. So all VVIPs got placebo, or what is that? So we could question. And likewise, when they came out for T2DG, we said it is not antiviral. If you start giving it in the beginning, it will suppress your own immune system, landing you into critical phase. We have shown the pathway, and the German researchers who have done it much before India started it on April 1st, 2020 to become April dash dash. By March 31st, they themselves submitted. So there were many things like this. Together we could do. These are all in larger public interest, invoking Evidential Act as per Constitution and rule of law. Welcome to this special show, Dr. Satish Ranjan ji.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's really a long time because also so many assignments. I was not able to come to your show. Now we are back.
Yeah, before मैं एक बार थोड़ा screen share करके I would like to show people what we have done before I just again give you the screen.
Sure.
क्योंकि let people understand that we have been doing something already started. Arvind ji ne, natural immunity in symptomatic COVID cases is robust and no reinfection or immune escape by variant is seen. Being health worker, I had COVID in August 2020 and have opted to not take vaccine. Wow. Solve.
It's not coming. It's not coming. It's not coming. It's not. Your screen is not coming.
Yeah. It is yet to. I'm reading from the people comments. The comments of the people. Natural immunity in symptomatic COVID cases is robust and no reinfection or immunoescape by variant is seen. Being health worker, I had COVID in August 2020 and have opted to not to take vaccine.
So we will come back to him.
Yeah, we'll come back to him later. Yeah. This is on the screen. This is the story, the latest story with Dr. Satish Ranjan. It began with just see, we started this since a long way. We have come a long way since then. Corona hangama, human immune system, implications of antibiotics consumption.
So this is the next pandemic in waiting, antibiotic resistance.
Yeah, मानव प्रतिरक्ष प्रणाली और एंटीबायोटिक दवाओं के उपभोग के क्या है सभी निहितार्थ. Because when you keep consuming, I'm just trying to make people to become aware.
We need to talk about this one second. We need to told
Yes,
what
yes,
will
yes.
happen
We need to, sir. And then,
because during Corona, misuse of excessive use and misuse of antibiotics have been done,
yeah,
which has invited the next pandemic, which I call it pandemic in waiting, antibiotic resistance.
yes. I'm just showing it on the screen what me and Dr. Satish Ranjan have done. Such a wonderful personality, always in larger public interest. No enmity or animosity towards anyone. Issue as per rule of law, constitution, invoking evidential act, as the show goes. He has seen the various ways and he has come with PowerPoint presentation to sensitize people. To sensitize people. We are just trying to show. Excuse me, he's not well today. Still, he said, no, we have to come back. We will come. We have to do. See, this is the one. What is 2DG? Who studied first in COVID-19? German scientists or Indian scientists? Role of 2DG in immune system. Discovered by whom or borrowed knowledge? Where is data from DRDO? What happened to the drug you have seen? Reddy Labs and all. This is how this channel has been in the forefront. Science, but with purity, in larger public interest. That too, when health matters, no compromise. When health matters,
After
no
this
compromise. Yes, Dr. Satish Ranjan.
After this, though, DRDO stopped claiming that they have built up this drug.
That's what. Very well said.
Yeah. Completely, they stopped using this word. They have invented this drug.
Yes, after this show, which has been repeated again when they wanted to come out, they have shelved this project. What else proof you want that Dr. TSPR channel with Dr. Satish Ranjan has been doing something in larger public interest? When health matters, we are not subdued. We come out with science, we come out with logic, we come out with evidence so that these markets or pharmacies or insurance companies don't run away with your health, for which we are paying a price. Yes, our economies are totally down, they maneuver, they hack everything, but still, we said health is wealth. He is a molecular immunologist. I am basically a doctor into journalism. If not now, when can we come to the rescue of the humanity, society? Because me and my Dr. Satish Ranjan's family they are also part and parcel of the same society. If we do good to the society, invariably all that goodiness will come very first to our families itself. So we have been that concentrating on trying to get every information to the public, commonest man, because he takes so much of pain to prepare public PowerPoint presentations. He speaks in Hindi, he speaks in English. Such a wonderful guest. Again, I salute you, Dr. Satish Ranjan ji.
Thank you very much.
Right treatment. This when people were dying, he said, he called me, he woke me up, I think at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock Indian Standard Time. Reddy, what are you doing? People are dying, I'm receiving calls. Come on, be ready. Immediately, he himself, he comes out with the posters also. Such is the commitment. And then we said right treatment at right time can save lives. Self-treatment, wrong treatment, over-treatment and no treatment increases adversaries and fatalities. Right knowledge, right treatment, lower death rate. This we had to come out. That night he woke me up. I'm really thankful to him. At least we could save many lives. Many people call him. And after that also we tried to share, to see that the seriousness will be there of our bank accounts, but nothing came. But we are happy we could save the society. All this wave and all, from them we could protect them. Now people are trying to come back with that natural immunity. So today's topic is, what is that natural immunity? How it is going to be superior than vaccine induced under trial vaccines world over. And he is the one. We started with messenger RNA technology. We have shot 6 questions to the world, including Pfizer, Moderna, right from USA, CDC to FDA. Till this day they have not bothered to answer. Yes, Dr. Satish Ranjan ji, the floor is yours and I'll make you presenter. Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah. can see my screen, yeah?
Yes, you can enlarge it also if you want.
Yeah.
You can make it full screen. Yes,
I'm
wonderful,
trying.
wonderful.
Yeah. So today we have already talked about so many things with respect to COVID. So first of all, let's understand where the world is today. Yeah? So one thing is that very clear that now we
Sir,
have
Dr. Satish Ranjan ji,
and
one
we-
second.
Ji.
Shall I mute the other one so that cross?
Yeah, please, please.
Because people want you to raise the voice and speak. Now you speak, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's just first begin with where the world is today. I think it's again echoing.
Yeah, that's what, sir. That echoing. I have subdued
Okay,
that.
wait a second.
Yeah.
Now is it better?
Better, sir. Much better.
Okay. I think my other computer was that's why. Okay, now it will be fine.
Yep.
So so let's first understand where we are in terms of COVID now. Yeah, it started in December 2019 and then spread across the world. In the beginning, like any other pandemic, it spread. Yeah, but now where we are in terms of COVID with respect to immunity. So now we have gained quite a lot of natural immunity, and in between the vaccine also came. So vaccine induced immunity is also there, and so the bigger question that people were asking that what is the contribution of this vaccine induced immunity? So this is a big question that we still need to answer. Yeah. So in few months we will be in a better situation to answer this question. But as of now, the world is in a better situation. The world is in better situation because of immunity gained by natural infection and the immunity gained by the vaccine. So today we have some data. We have a real-time, real-world data and a large data to study this. Which immunity is better, and what are the scientific evidences for this? So today we will discuss about this. So this is a study that is carried out by Israel. It's a study that is carried out by Israel, and it's a big study. It is carried out in 2.5 million. This study is carried out in 2.5 million people, and it's done in the Member Health Fund in Israel. Yeah. So this study is reliable, and this study comes from mostly from the government sources, the government data that they have been provided by the government. So this is one of the most reliable studies in terms of immunity and in real time, and that reflects at a national level. So this is an observational study compared three groups. So what they have done here, they have compared the immunity in three groups. The first group was the SARS-CoV-2 naive individuals. Naive means they have never been infected before by SARS-CoV-2 and they received 2 doses of Pfizer vaccine. So this BNT162b2 vaccine. So this is a Pfizer vaccine developed by Pfizer and BioNTech. So these are the people who received the vaccine during January and February 2021. The second group was the people who have been infected but never have been vaccinated. So this is a pure group who have only attained the natural immunity by virtue of natural infection. And the third group was they were previously infected but they received a single dose of vaccine. So these three groups they wanted to compare. So first was the completely naive. They have never been infected by SARS-CoV-2, but they received the two doses of Pfizer vaccine, and they evaluated 4 outcomes. So the 4 outcome was first was the SARS-CoV-2 infection. So infection in vaccinated and reinfection in the people who have been already infected by the SARS-CoV-2. Second is the degree of severity disease. What is the symptomatic? How much people got symptomatic disease? Third was the COVID-19 related hospitalization, and the fourth was the death. And they followed up between June 1 and August 14, 2021. So this is the very latest data, and this is the time when Delta variant was dominant across the globe and also in the Israel. And they have done a wonderful thing here. One wonderful thing what they have done, they have taken the individual who have been infected during this time, so that the immunity gained after the natural infection, and they have compared with the individual who have been vaccinated this time, so that they can compare the immunity same immunity gained by the vaccination. So it's a very good comparative study and a large population. So the chances of errors are very less. So I will take this study as a wonderful study. So what they have done, what they have what they have found is really astonishing. So first thing, what they have found is that SARS-CoV-2 naive vaccine. This means the people who have not been infected by the coronavirus and who received the vaccine only, the 2 doses of vaccine, they have 13-fold increased risk of breakthrough infection with the Delta variant compared to those who were previously infected. So this is a very surprising study, and this is the real time data where you can see that the people who have been vaccinated, they are at 13 times higher risk of getting breakthrough infection than those who have been naturally infected and those who have developed a natural immunity. So this itself is a very significant and a remarkable outcome of this study. Second, SARS-CoV-2 naive vaccine were also at increased risk of symptomatic disease. So the people who were vaccinated, yeah, and when they got the disease, the symptomatic disease were also very higher proportion in this group. Third, the COVID-19 hospitalization was also very higher in these vaccinated people in compared to those who were previously infected by natural infection. So these 3 points, and they have come out with an exact percentage, and they have come out with a very good number of data which clearly supports their evidence, and their finding was significant. So it's a statistically significant. Fourth point, this study demonstrated that the natural immunity confirms longer lasting and stronger protection against infection. So first thing what they have found, the immunity gained by natural infection will give you a better protection against the disease itself, against the reinfection. Second, it will give you a better protection against symptomatic disease, and it will also give you a better protection against the hospitalization with respect to Delta variant. This is in comparison to those who have received the doses of Pfizer vaccine. So individuals who were both previously infected and so third group, this is about the third group. So those group who were already infected by the SARS-CoV-2, but they were given a single dose of this Pfizer vaccine, they showed some degree of protection against the variant, but the statistical difference was not significant with comparison to the people who have not been vaccinated. So this study itself reflects a very important point about the immunity that we have been talking about since long, that which immunity is better. So here I have talked before about why the most important question is why this could be the case. So why the immunity gained after vaccination is not as protective as immunity gained by the natural infection. And this is during the Delta variant period, when the Delta variant was prevalent across the globe, and in the Israel also it was highly prevalent. So the first thing that could be, the first reason that could be behind this is that all the vaccines that have been developed so far, they are first generation vaccines. So first generation vaccine means these vaccines have been developed against the original strain, which is quite different from the Delta variant. So the new variant that have emerged, and that is the thing which I have been telling since we had a second wave in India, that this wave have caused because of the Delta variant, and it has an immune escape ability. So all the immunity previously that gained even by natural infection, that was escaped by this Delta variant. And during the second phase, when the people have been reinfected and the newer people who have been infected, they gained immunity which is much better than comparison to the immunity gained by the vaccine. So this is the study that provide this evidence to the world. So
One second, sir. One second. Dr. Satish ji. Satish ji.
And what could be the future outlook? So the first point I have already
Satish ji.
that this is a first
Satish ji.
generation vaccine. So it does not provide you
Satish ji.
absolute protection.
Satish ji. First slide, I want to make some comments on the first slide, so that let the world be very clear. The first one.
This one?
No, the first one, which. No, data which you showed. Next one. Yes, yes. Here is the Israel data for the world, whether it is CDC, FDA, World Health Organization, Indian Council of Medical Research, right from Honorable Prime Minister's office to Chief Minister's office, and all concerned, including Indian Medical Association. What will you speak about this Israeli data in front of you? Because all this fear psychosis which is being created, and you are trying to thrust the vaccine on innocent citizens of the world, including Australia, everyone. I only hope they are all following this live show. This is a big exposure. Once again, for clarity, this is nothing but the Israel's own data. The first aspect, those people who have been given 2 doses of vaccine of Pfizer, it is there also what vaccine they have been given. And the second group, they were already exposed to corona, no vaccine. The third group, exposed to corona, single dose of vaccine. Now the results are very evident. Yeah, the screen share has gone, sir. Yeah, these results are very much evident. Those who took 2 doses of vaccine, Israelis, they were hospitalized. They became more prone to this Delta variant, because we are shouting at the rooftop, this is the latest one, Delta variant. Those who were vaccinated by Pfizer, and even whether it is India, you have seen in Pathanamthitta, Kerala, Covishield, Covaxin, both had an immune escape. Like that, in Israel also, in spite of 2 doses, now they have gone for booster and booster, killing the natural immunity once for all. You have seen, they have been affected, they have been hospitalized. When you compare with those normal citizens, individuals who have not taken any vaccine but already had the exposure. And the third group was also similar to the first one, wherein had natural exposure to natural infection but took single dose. They were also vulnerable to Delta variant. They were also no more different than the first group. It clearly shows, we have been last 1 year emphasizing, nothing can challenge your own natural immunity in the body. Your human body is such a beautiful makeup by, if you believe the God or angels, whoever it is. And that to India, if we have been telling, the sun, natural energy, vitamin D, have hot water with lemon and honey, go and walk in the hot morning sun. That gives you the much needed natural immunity. With that, the Indian traditional food, spices right from turmeric to all masalas, and the good food and good fruits, not genome diagnosed or type of diet which is being eaten in Europe and United States of America. They wanted to take this away so that the natural immunity of Indians once for all collapses. Here is a big study. You see how the unfortunate Israeli citizens have been suffering. Yes, sir.
So this compare the immunity gained after natural infection and the immunity gained. So what's the most important thing that we have to understand here? The most important thing that we have to understand is that these vaccines, these vaccines are first generation, so it may not give you protection against, complete protection against COVID-19 and especially against Delta variant. So all the vaccinated people, the vaccinated people are still vulnerable, So they should consider themselves as equally vulnerable as non-infected people, and they should always try to be more follow more COVID appropriate behavior, and everything that protects, give them protection against the COVID infection, they have to follow in spite of being vaccinated. And the third one, which is very important here, the virus has not disappeared. The virus is still there. And you see in the different parts of the world is still emerging. Now, New Zealand, Auckland is having research. UK is having, US, some states are having. So the virus is still there, and as predicted, as I have told before, so this will become an endemic. So in India also, you see different places have still the prevalence of the virus, and so the mutation will keep on going. And this mutation led to the emergence of new variants. So far we have been lucky that after Delta variant, no such dangerous variant emerged, except one variant which was reported in South Africa that they could lead to, it could have an immune escape ability and it could spread to the world. But so far it has not been. But still, the chances of emerging new variant is still there. And if a new variant emerges, that means that the immunity that has been provided by vaccine will definitely will not be able to protect. So we are still at the risk of having a severe diseases, or in future still we are at the risk of having COVID-19 in different ratio, different proportion, and maybe it will be different kinetics at different location. But the risk is still there. So people who have been vaccinated, they are advised to take as much precaution as they have been not infected by the virus. Exactly like a naive person. Fourth important thing at the level of the national government, what they should do. So the genomic surveillance must be kept ongoing. This is very important to track the evolution of the new variant. And whenever you notice that a new variant is emerging, then the characteristic of the virus should be studied, especially in terms of immune escape. And if this is the case, then I have already sent so many recommendations to adopt this pandemic prevention program, and this has to be done nationwide so that we can keep a track of the evolution of the virus. Because everybody know the Delta variant emerges from the India. So still, because the population in India is a big population and diversity is huge, so and the chances of having mutations in the virus is more. So we should keep on tracking the evolution of the virus. And India, especially now, because Israel is a small country, and you see they can afford. We are now giving the booster dose. So third booster dose itself reflects that the 2 doses of vaccine is not enough, which was claimed by CDC. So CDC, US, FDA, if you go, I have all this data. They earlier claimed two things. First, they claimed that the immunity gained after natural infection is waits after 90 days. But now it has been scientifically proved, no, it's not goes after 90 days. It can last, the natural immunity can last up to 8 months. From 8 months to 1 year it can last. Secondly, they have claimed that the immunity gained by 2 doses of vaccine is same as the immunity gained by the natural infection. So now this also, you see, this is now completely not true. This is not completely true. Yeah, they have to, many US scientists are now showing the data to the government. And it's their compulsion, and they are claiming it's a more political statement rather than a scientific statement. So scientifically, this is not true. So India, what India should do? India is a big country with 1.4 billion population here, and vulnerable people are still very high. So India must carry out its own comprehensive immune study. I have written in detail what is comprehensive immune study. I will just show the title of the article that I have written, and there you can see the detail what should be done. So we should carry out a comprehensive immunity study to study the real impact of vaccination on disease prevention and reduction in hospitalization. Because in India, ICMR study, they have done a small study and they have found huge number of breakthrough cases, and out of that 25%, almost 25% of the breakthrough cases means the people who have been vaccinated, they got the COVID-19, and they 25% of them were the health workers. Yeah, so still they are vulnerable, and in Kerala you have already said it. So 50% of the breakthrough cases came from Kerala itself. So what about the efficacy of the vaccination? Now is known to the world, and this is very important because the amount of money, at what cost you give this vaccine, and what is its impact, it has to be studied. Whether this is a viable, it's economically viable for a country, or what could be the future roadmap. So how the money, the billions of rupees or billions of dollars that the world has spent on this vaccine. So how worth is this? So this is a bigger question that the world will come to know maybe in a few months or maybe in 6 months when we have a much larger. But all the data that now we have been seeing. Today I looked into the data from the US. So there was a comparative study from the 2 states. One state was highly vaccinated and one state was least vaccinated. So after vaccination in the highly vaccinated state itself, the breakthrough cases were very high. But in the state that was less vaccinated, the breakthrough cases were comparatively low. So all these data are coming now, which is in favor of natural immunity is more stronger, and the amount all the money or the effort that has been made for the vaccination. So this is a big lesson for the world and for India in particular, because India is still vulnerable to many infectious diseases. So what future roadmap we should adopt? We have to learn this lesson from this, and we have to make proper preventive programs, because chances of having more infectious disease is very high. And one of the pandemic which I say in waiting is antibiotic resistance, because India is the number one country in the world in terms of consumption of antibiotics, and consumption of antibiotics have increased many-fold during COVID, and this will lead to, and this has even led to, ICMR study already revealed that large number of COVID patients died in ICU not because of COVID but because of antibiotic resistance, because the drugs stopped working on because of the secondary infection. So this is a bigger challenge, and the world expects something from India, because this can emerge from India because of these listed factors. Yeah. So India has to do more than the world has done, and India has to do more practical things. Yeah. So immunity is the best way to prevent a disease. Yeah. So how you going to make your immune or the health system, or better to say the holistic health of the people, yeah, better health of the people, how you are going to achieve this? Yeah. So these all things now we have to, government have to sit down and they have to make a roadmap, and they have to invest in good health of the people. So let's come to many of the things that we have now already spoken, or now the world already I have written in the articles, and now it's completely true. Yeah. So this unique, now there was a big debate in the national media that India lacked the professional healthcare professionals. So this I wrote in last year May. Yeah, you see. Now the world is developed that India need to develop a second line of defense. So what kind of? So this was finally after 1 year I got a reply from PMO that your suggestions were very nice, and it has been documented by, and it is with the PMO, and it will be followed up. This India should set up medical commission. So this also I have given a big recommendation, and it was also submitted to Parliamentary Committee of Science and Technology. Yeah. And herd immunity, this was a very important thing that we seen after the first. And now this one, track infection in the vaccinated. Now you see how much relevant this is. So I have already written April this year. So we should track the infection in vaccinated versus non-vaccinated. And now see the Israeli have done it. Yeah, now Israeli done it, and they came out with this data, and you see. And also about the treatment guideline, all this we have. A very important thing now that we have, that I have been saying, COVID variant can remain body immunity with and without vaccination. Now see, this is also very true. Yeah. Now we are seeing this immune escape by the Delta variant. Yeah. So the all possibilities, all things that could happen. Yeah, it has been already written by me. And finally, I have written an article 2 months back before to call for this. The nation should prepare, or the government should prepare a national pandemic prevention program. And here I have listed the ways, or what are the measures that your government should adopt here. So see, now all the data that we are now having is already, I have already been talked about this, and I have already written this. Now only thing is, now it has been scientifically proven. Yeah, it's come to be scientifically more relevant. So we must look into this, and we must adopt these things in the larger interest of the country, in the larger interest of the country. So with this, I will stop my presentation, and we can discuss briefly about the questions that may you have, Dr. Reddy.
Yep.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back. Yeah. Wonderful presentation, Dr. Satish Ranjanji. Once
I
again,
kept it short and focused so that we should not lose
I know.
The attention, and we should not lose the focus of the topic. Yeah. So here we are not making any judgment on the vaccine itself, but we are making a very clear statement about the immunity that the vaccine should attain, and one most important thing people should also understand. There is a difference in this coronavirus and there is a difference in the other viruses. This virus is mutating. Yeah. The- And the other viruses against which the vaccine has been very good, they have very good efficacy. These viruses were more or less, they were non-mutating and they were very static, so the vaccine gave them a good immunity. But with respect to coronavirus, I have been saying since the beginning, yeah, that there will be limitations, and these limitations are now well, scientifically proved. Yeah, and we have to understand this. And if we accept this, because this is the limitation that can lead to a potential next surge or next wave if a new variant will emerge. So government should understand, even at the back door, if they understand and if they accept this, yeah, then we have to be well prepared, yeah, rather than completely relying that we have vaccinated the entire nation and now we are not going to be in trouble. So this will not be the truth, yeah. We can again land in the trouble in spite of being vaccinating the entire country. So this fact has to be accepted and the preventive measures has to be kept on adopted by the government, and the government should still upgrade the healthcare facilities, and as I have listed for the infectious disease, yeah, which could be the new infectious disease, yeah. And India is a very good place to give birth to many infectious diseases which can spread to the world. If any bacteria emerges which is resistant, yeah, it can spread across the world. Bacteria will not be limited by a geographical boundary. Yeah. So these are the things that we should understand, that we should accept practically, and we should keep adopting and keep following and keep emerging with the emerging evidences, by accepting the evidences, scientific evidences, and prepare better for our future.
Now, at least after this show, don't you think the PMO's officer, ICMR, DCGI, including their so-called advisors, WHO, should be sane and sensible enough, because it is a 130 crore population, not unlike 2.3 crores population or 30 crore population of US, and entire combined Europe will not be 20 to 30 crores. Don't you think they should not mess up with natural immunity by indulging in mass vaccination?
Not only this, but also the more preventive. Now we have to be more preventive measures has to be taken, has to be adopted at the national level, and it should be a policy measure. Yeah, it should not be left to the people. Yeah, you have to work from right upgrading to the basic, sanitation to the highest level of healthcare infrastructure. Yeah, the holistic health of the people, it has to be the main focus of the policy. Yeah, now the health of the people has to be enhanced. The food habits that we are having traditionally, that has to be brought back. Yeah, the westernization has to, it has led to a damage to our immune system, I will say, yeah, and it has damaged serious damage. It has done a serious damage, and the use of medicines, the use of antibiotics, everything has to be regulated. So many things now need to be done in terms of health and health for the people. Yeah. So from sanitation to highest tertiary healthcare measures, everything has to be reviewed, and reviewed practically with scientific evidence that this pandemic has taught us.
Wonderful, because being a Westerner, you very clearly cited westernized food habits have not helped the world. So India should stick to its own Indian food habits, Indian traditions, which are going to strengthen the natural immunity.
The learned people in the West, they are adopting the Indian measures, and the wealthier people in India, they are adopting the Western culture and Western food. You see, so the reverse trend is happening. The reverse trend is happening.
Commoners in Western world are harping on Indian traditions and food, but the wealthy Indians are harping on the Western's food, which has destroyed their immunity and their health. Now, how do you just after this show, at least don't you think all concerned, right from PMO's office to CMO's, don't you think they should not indulge in this fancy idea of mass vaccination, and which will be costing the exchequer a lot? That to COVID times, people have lost the employment.
That's why I have said that they have to study, they have to assess the impact of this vaccination. So this indirectly means they have to assess the impact of the money that they have spent. So at what cost you have achieved what? Simple.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a
At
big
what
question.
cost you have achieved what? the government should be able in a position to answer this. Yeah? And then the debate will start. Okay, at this cost, with this measure, can we do much better? Then the debate will start. Yeah, but I know this question will never be answered. Yeah, always they will try to cover up, like CDC and FD. Still they cover up. Yeah, even there are evidences. In US itself, go to the New York Times. They have a very clear data showing all these things, but they will not come up with the fact. They will keep on saying no, the two vaccines are equal to a natural infection, but this is not true. This is not true. Yeah, so what at what cost you have achieved the immunity which will not give you even a protection against the disease or against the variant that may emerge or which is already there, the Delta variant. Yeah. So with this cost, can we do a better alternative way that can give a better protection in future? So this will be the larger question that will come up. Yeah. And this should be taken up by the intellectuals, the scientists, the scientific community. Yeah. The government and the people should also ask this. Yeah. This is something has happened and then you do some. So where this billions of dollars went to this pharmaceutical company and what you have achieved this year, and if you spend this billions of dollars for public health in different ways, by improving the sanitation, by improving the food, by improving the quality of the food, by improving the quality of the life, everything, then probably you will achieve much better immunity, or much better, you will be in a much better situation to fight at least for the next infectious disease. I will say, Japan is the only country, I will say so far, which I have heard at the government level. The new Prime Minister of Japan has openly said, we have not forgotten, and very soon we are going to adopt the policy which I have listed in my article. They are going to adopt this infectious disease program at the national level. Same I have written that government of India should adopt the national pandemic prevention program. And Japanese PM has openly said now we are going to do this because of problem of the COVID. We are not able to do this, but we are going to adopt this national infectious disease program to prevent such a kind of recurrence in future. Yeah. So there, the sense prevails. There, the sense prevails, the science prevails, everything prevails. Yeah. So same we have to adopt. Yeah. It's a very bold statement and it is very courageous. Yeah. But it has to be done in the larger interest of the people of India. Yeah. We can't let so many people die. We can't let the situation like second wave to be repeated in India. It will be the loss of wealth, the loss of life is it was huge, more than what it has been accounted for in India. Yeah. So this can't be repeated and this can't let be happen again. We can't forget. Yeah. This is the problem of our system.
Yeah.
We do some fancy things and then we forget. And then the second time we will have a disaster and then again we will do some fancy things and then we will forget. So this is the work culture. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Two questions. Yeah, two questions. Now FDA, CDCA, at least now there's some sense prevailed in them to understand that 2 doses of vaccine is equal to those who attained natural immunity. That was also debatable. Now at least they are trying to say 2 doses of vaccine, how much did it cost? And they could have just resorted to only vulnerables and not all mass vaccination. Now again, vaccine mandates. If you want to fly, you take a shot. What is this nonsense? How do you say is this science?
I mean, if they are true to this, then they should not recommend the third dose. I will tell you the truth. Till now, the world does not know how many doses of vaccine and at what interval of time the vaccine will give you a right protection. The world does not know because this is an experimental thing that's ongoing. Yeah. Sometimes we are mending it from the time gap from 3 months. Sometimes we are mending it for 6 months. Yeah, so still we don't know. Still the world. This is the reality. This is the scientific reality. Still the world does not know. Yeah, it's all experiment is being done, but we don't know the reality. What doses of vaccine at what time interval and which will be give you a best protection is still not well established and not known. So this will keep on, that suits their interests. So that's why scientists say it's more a political statement rather than a scientific fact. Yeah. So scientific fact is this: what I have been presented. So this data is from 2.5 million people. It's a big data, and the data that the Covaxin and the Covishield have, they have from few thousand, 25,000. Yeah. Can you compare 25,000 people to 1.4 billion people? Never you can compare. Yeah, so this is never comparable. But this data, at least in terms of 2.5 million, in terms of Israeli population, is highly comparable. Yeah, and this comes from the government data. Yeah, although they have not disclosed the financial who have funded them. It's something different. Yeah, I don't know. But the scientific data, what they have come out, and it's still the same thing is happening in India also. ICMR done a small study, and they have found this that the large number of breakthrough cases were happening in the health workers who have been fully vaccinated. Yeah, but they come out with a logic that it prevents, the severity of the disease. Obviously, there will be some sort of protection, but you cannot conclude that. But you cannot conclude that this is same as the natural immunity. So this has to be separated. This has to be separated. Yeah. And now it's established fact, yeah, that the natural immunity, obviously, because the Delta variant that being infected, the people being infected by the Delta variant, our immune system will respond against the Delta variant, and the immunity gain. And the important immunity aspect of the immunity is not still being studied here, and that is the T-cell. I have talked about all these things, but I don't know when we will learn a lesson and when we will do something more scientifically rather than politically.
And another thing, 99.99% of those infected recover on their own. This is what we have seen, and this is how the world reacted. Quarantine them, test, trace, test, and quarantine all those associates, and they all recovered. And only those unfortunately went to the hospital. They have died, with due respects to all to that suffering doctors and nurses fraternity. But Uberberg code is very clear: those who inoculate, those who treat. And when there was no treatment, remdesivir, cocktails, and whatnot, WHO went on changing at the cost of suffering and the cost of lives, and people lost money also. In India, lakhs and lakhs were paid, and even government was distributing remdesivir without understanding how scientific, how logic this is. As a molecular immunologist, how is that even still we are not learning, and we are still saying, prescribing vaccine mandates, and you, until and unless you have vaccine, you cannot enter, you cannot fly. How do you, as a scientist?
See, I mean, first I'll come to the point that you said why large people of died. So hospitalization led to, definitely in ICU, large people have died. And I have already quoted the study from the ICR. Large people in ICU died not because of COVID, but because of drug resistance. They developed secondary infection and over-treatment. Simply over-treatment by antibiotics in ICU or during hospitalization has led to the situation that we have a higher fatality rate. This is the ICMR study, I'm telling you. And this has happened in huge proportion. We go to in India, you see what is the situation in hospitalized patients. Unnecessarily, they are giving antibiotics to them. ICU go, unnecessarily, they have been injecting ICU antibiotics. I have some photos, some patient have sent me some photos from ICU. They were given high-end dose of antibiotics, which I asked them, are you sure that the person is having any kind of infection, bacterial infection?
Yeah.
What will develop, the drug resistance will develop and the patient will die. So large number of people in India are dying because of drug resistance during hospitalization and in ICU. It's happening naturally as well. Now also is happening. Before it was also happening, and during COVID it happened more, and that has led to a large fatalities in COVID patients. So this is very clear. This is very clear. Secondly, the vaccination. Yeah, vaccination. The world rely on the science of vaccines. Yeah, they feel that this vaccine will also give you immunity like the vaccines, some successful vaccines against the viruses. But we forget that this virus is mutating virus, and the vaccine may not be protective against them. So the same logic does not apply. Yeah, same logic does not apply here also. So making it mandatory. I was also very, very pissed when I was in Germany also, when I tried to go to some public places and I was asked whether you have a vaccine card or not. Unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know, we have to get vaccinated. It was indirectly compulsory. Yeah. Without that, you are not able to go to so many places, so many places. So not directly government is asking you, but they are making rules which will indirectly compel you to go for vaccination. But you see, the breakthrough cases are happening everywhere. Yeah. So that is the question. That's the big question. Is the money? Is the money? The money is spent, is well spent or not well spent? So this will, or the money went to the pharmaceutical companies, or the money went for this vaccination. So this is the larger question, that at what rate, at what cost will you achieve what? So this will be the question that will be asked in future.
Now, even after 2 doses, again booster 1, booster 2, booster 3, endless. Don't you think, as a molecular immunologist, don't you think after Israel study, at least India and the world should open their eyes and not depend on vaccination?
I mean, dependency of vaccine is
Except for vulnerables and those who are willing.
I mean, mandatory, the word should be eliminated, and it's not also be like in Germany or other European countries where they have compelled you indirectly to go for vaccination. So it's an indirect compulsion, it's an indirect mandatory, because they will make your life hell. If you are not vaccinated, you are not allowed to go for any kind of recreation, you are not allowed to go for any public places, or so many restrictions are there. Yeah. In the restaurant inside you cannot sit, but outside, if you are not vaccinated, outside you have to. So many restrictions.
But as a molecular immunologist, do you prescribe to this illogical, unscientific idea?
Mandatory word should be eliminated. If person willing to go for a vaccination, let it be his choice. Let it be his personal choice. It should not be compulsory. Not at all, not directly, not indirectly.
And that too as a scientific man, after being proved that these vaccines are not at all helpful in preventing the disease from attacking you.
See, only the good, or only the some favorable point which the data is still so. I mean, this question we will answer in next 3 months for sure. Exactly, we will answer in next 3 months. Yeah,
Right.
What's the use or not? So, as of now, what they are trying to come up with the data, they are coming only with the data that the vaccine will prevent you from the severe diseases.
But Israel data shows that there have been more hospitalizations with this vaccination.
Exactly. So always, then I don't know whose data is fake. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, always there will be some data to counter. It's happening since beginning. I have been seeing. Yeah, if something will come out, some sponsor data will be there. So this is the big thing here. So but anyway, the real world data that we see in the world is true. What we see in India, what we see in US, what we see in Germany post vaccination is the real world data, and that we have to rely. That we have to accept, and the data that comes from the government of Israel.
But what if there is no data in India? Where is the data? Who is vaccinated? What is happening? Who is tracing it?
That's why we have been asking government of India since last 1 year to do this, but
Without data, if they are trying to vaccinate, whether that really contains vaccine or something else, and they 30,000, 35,000 crores, and maybe it may go to 1 lakh crores also, we don't know. Public money being looted and given to some pharmacies or some individuals. How do you look at the scenario? One, the second aspect, the experience of BCG. Everyone gets vaccinated with BCG. Still India, major killer disease, we have challenged ICMR, WHO, PM to CM, and including DCGI, CDA, FDA also, CDCN. India, it's a killer disease is tuberculosis in spite of vaccination, booster doses of BCG. Developed 100 years, but still, even after you are vaccinated, the disease attacks you, and mind you, after treatment of 6 months treatment, 20% mortality rate is there in tuberculosis. When 100 years of vaccine, when even after treatment, after you take the vaccine of BCG, and you land unfortunately with tuberculosis, 6 months treatment you take, in the 20% mortality, very highest, we have challenged. Why should India spend more on COVID, which has got just 0.001% mortality when you compare it with tuberculosis? 100 years vaccine, when it is not helping people, How is that you are trying to force this vaccine developed just over a period of time, and that too you said it is from the first generation. Now we have seen Delta variant. How, I don't understand whether they have science logic in their minds when they have, what is that they have developed this vaccine with, and what is the current state of Delta variant infection. How is that the vaccine which has developed from the first variant is trying to be given and stating that it will be more efficacious, and they are mandating, and that too how is that the BCG after 100 years also is still not able to prevent tuberculosis and 20% high mortality. How do you look at this scenario?
Yeah. Yeah, same situation. The bacteria and the virus mutate and they evolve and they escape the immunity gained by the vaccine. Simple. Yeah. Same is happening. The Delta variant. So Delta variant is the structure is completely changed from the original. So the antibody developed against the original variant does not bind to this Delta variant, and the immunity is not absolute. That is why you are having so many breakthrough cases. Same is happening with the bacteria also. Yeah. So you have some kind of vaccine which could be working before, but now the bacteria becoming resistant to that. Yeah. So there you need to evolution of the vaccine. Yeah. But this is something nobody understands. That's why it's not a common man thought. That's why it's not being asked, it's not being questioned, and that is why the money is going still to this pharmaceutical company for the same old technology which is not working now. Yeah. So this is something different. But now coming to the point, the limitation of the vaccine has to be understood, has to be accepted. So this at least the government should do. The limitation of the vaccine, they should at least understand this, they should accept it, and they should prepare. Because if why India is in a better state, because a huge percentage of population were infected during the second wave by the Delta variant, and after the Delta variant we don't have any variant which has a capability to escape the immunity gained during this infection. So that is why India is having a very good immunity and India is in a very good situation. But for God's sake, if the virus will evolve and if the virus mutate in 3 months, 6 months, we don't know, because the virus has not yet completely eliminated. And if you have any variant which will be able to escape the immunity that is gained even by the Delta variant, then you will land in a very, very big trouble. It could be even larger than the second wave.
Now here I
So
ask
for
you,
that sake,
I'll put it something. In January, February, India started vaccinating. Now you see the waves in March and April. Now how do you relate this? Is it not because of this vaccination? The immune escape is there. You have suppressed the natural immunity.
that's why I say the variant that emerged, it has the capability to escape the immunity. Yeah, the immunity gained by the previous infection, or let's say the original, the first generation, the vaccine, the immunity. So definitely that is why you have so many breakthrough cases. It's quite obvious. There is no rocket science in this. Yeah.
Okay.
It's quite obvious. Yeah. So it's and we have been saying it since May, June. I have been writing an article. You see my articles. I have written it. Yeah, this Delta variant, even before the government accepted this, I have written it based on the scientific observation that this is the Delta variant and it has emerged and it has immune escape ability, and that is why even during the first wave, large number of population were being infected. But why we are having so many of reinfections and new infections, because of the immune escape capability. And it still, the chances of this emerging a new variant with immune escape capability are still there. So the risk is still there, and that is why I'm saying we should at least accept the limitations of the vaccine. Let not reject it completely. If not reject it completely, accept the limitations of the vaccine in giving you the immunity, so that India is well prepared for anything adverse, at least in terms of COVID. And if you sit down and if you try to understand the overall situation, then maybe you will develop a better roadmap for future infections.
But where is the
So
data?
this is
The data is missing, na sir. They vaccine. They
The
say
government-
they are coercing you for vaccination. Where is the data? Where is the data?
Everything is with the government. They have to come out clean. They have to sit down. They have to analyze, and at least if they frame the policy without sharing the data, then also I will be very happy. They have done something good in larger interest of the country.
Now
Yeah.
two questions,
So
sir. In Sweden, you have seen pandemic. Schools were not at all closed. Only 9 cases went to ICU. They all recovered. Children. Now 99.99% children there is no problem. This is the data. And original disease itself, even the old age, 99.7998%, they recover. Until and unless, as we rightly pointed out, those who went to hospital, they had to die. No. Now, in this scenario, Sweden has shown, and now they are trying to compel children to get into vaccination mode and trying to get the parents into psychological, because India is a large young population. It has got a young population. And how do we look at this scenario as a molecular immunologist? Now we have seen the Delta variant immunoescape and the vaccine prepared from such. How do you think should be imposed on the society, and for that matter on children? Even children were part of first and second wave. They are all recovered. Don't you think they have attained natural immunity? That is why there is no problem across India.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, the large percentage of children in India were already infected in the first phase and during the second phase also. So, most importantly is the second phase. So, after the second phase, the Delta variant was in a huge proportion, and it was most prevalent. So, the immunity gained after the second wave is much better to give you a long-lasting immunity. Yeah, till we have really something which is a new variant emerges. So, it's with respect to children. I mean, you see how what is the COVID progression in children, and what is the rate of hospitalization in children, and what is the rate of fertility in children. You will see it was negligible. It was negligible, except in some countries. No such country has suffered such a big problem in terms of children. So, in having the real data, the real world data, I mean, it should not be again made mandatory for even for children to undergo vaccination. Yeah, and it should not be. You should not be. No compulsion should be there. Yeah, let us have more better ways of having preventing a disease, at least COVID-19, rather than going for a forced vaccination. At least now we have understood this, that there are various ways which you can give you a better protection with respect to COVID-19 rather than vaccinating even adult or even children.
Wonderfully said. Last question. As a Westerner, do you have mosquitoes and flies in your country, or for that matter, US?
I see one or two mosquito once in a year.
Right. But here in India, people are dying because of dengue. High mortality rate when you compare to COVID 19. COVID 19, 99.99% statistically they themselves declared. Now I tell you, malaria and mosquitoes and flies also, typhoid, diarrheas, dengue, and tuberculosis. In spite of treatment, the mortality rate is very high. Without treatment, there with natural immunity, they are recovering. The natural immunity is protecting them, so the survival rate without any treatment in COVID 19 is very high. But in dengue, malaria, because of mosquitoes and flies, and tuberculosis, the mortality rate, in spite of treatment, it is very high, much higher than COVID 19. In such a scenario, investing thousands of crores for a disease without treatment, the survival rate is very high. But here, like TB, dengue, malaria, typhoid, diarrhea, and even accidents and malnutrition, right from children to youngsters, when they are dying, that to young population die because of these disorders. In spite of treatment, without treatment, COVID-19 survival rate is very high. As a scientist, what should government be doing in India? Should they be looking after trying to protect people from these killer diseases, or the disease COVID-19 which doesn't even kill?
I mean, that's why I have said now time has come up to review everything, to review the policy, the health. You have to redefine the word health, healthcare, and the prevention, the preventive. That is why I said now India has to adopt a more preventive policy. That's why I said we have to start working right from sanitation. Why I have said sanitation? Mosquito. Why mosquito breed? It's why you are giving a breeding point to a mosquito, because of the bad sanitary situation. So why don't you improve it? Why the Western world, they don't have this problem? Because they have invested their money there. you invest their money, this will be a permanent solution. But India don't go for a permanent solution. Other than going for a permanent solution, we are doing some fancy, fancy things here. So this is the problem. That's why I said this culture has now to be changed. We have to sit down. The government has to sit down, make a review of everything, where we should invest, at what cost. That's why I said at what cost we have achieved what. Same for malaria. Why malaria is a big problem in India? Why malaria is not a problem in Western world? Why who is causing malaria? Mosquito. Why the mosquitoes are breeding everywhere in India? There is something different. Why don't you work on that? If you eliminate the possibility of growing mosquitoes, where the malaria will itself disappear. Why even in Germany, sometimes if Indian is coming from India having malaria, they fail to diagnose it because probably they have even forget to treat malaria.
Wonderful.
So that is why I said we have to invest right from sanitation to highest tertiary healthcare, keeping in focus the health of the people, the holistic health. What will give you a good health? It's well defined and well practiced in India. We have forget that, or we have deviated from that path. That has to be restored. That is why we have said India is India has a very rich methods and means to remain healthy and to spread the message. The same thing the Western world adopted, and they did it practically, and they are leading a healthy life in terms of malaria and in terms of
Should Indian policy makers take impositions from WHO and Western world where they don't have mosquitoes, where they don't have flies, where they don't have tuberculosis, where younger generation of children don't die because of accidents, and we don't see any youngster there or a child dying for lack of nutritious food.
Yeah, I mean, we need a India-centric policy. We need a India-centric measures. Yeah, this is not something that could be borrowed from anywhere. The measures are borrowed. Yeah, the problem were in Europe also, but they from I don't know. They know that if you improve the sanitation, this problem will disappear. They adopted it, whether it's from India or it came from their mind. They adopted the same. You have an India-centric problem, and the solution will come from there itself. Yeah, it's not a big rocket science to deal with this kind of problem. It's only the will. Yeah, you make it a political thing. You don't make it a practical thing. If you make it a practical things and do every big problem can be solved. Sound pollution. Why you cannot bring down the sound pollution in India? It is the biggest stress that is causing the health disaster in India. It's more disastrous than sound air pollution. So why we cannot bring it down? It's an India-centric problem. No other world is having this kind of Western world. Why they are well behaved? Why we are not well civilized? Why the government is not doing enough to bring down this? So it's all about doing something to practical solution, doing something practically good to deal with your problem. Yeah, we are not. You see where the focus of the government is. You see when the before COVID, health was not even a topic of discussion, and after COVID, during COVID only there was some discussion, and you see after COVID, there has been a waning in the cases. You see all the health.
So I don't know what is the word I should use for All India Institute of Medical and Sciences. Former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh ji got admitted, and thankfully he is recovering, and we are told he will be discharged. They have diagnosed it as dengue, not COVID-19. How, at least after these AIIMS, such a big hospital, a COVID-19 without treatment, having highest survival rate, is being psyched? That fear psychosis being created by AIIMS and all those top ICMR and all those fellows regularly stating that you take vaccine. When people are getting admitted and people are dying because of dengue, tuberculosis, in spite of treatment, 20% mortality rate. We picked it up from the government's website. Then typhoid, then diarrhea, and they are not in a position to invest money for sanitation and good potable water, and wherein they could have killed these mosquitoes and flies. They are not doing that. Now you see another country which doesn't have a mosquito, now they are saying they will manufacture and circulate malarian vaccine. How mockery it is. What do you think of Indian scientists, ICMR, DCGI, Indian scientific bodies?
That is the biggest problem that I said. Yeah, we really don't want to solve the problem. We just want to linger the problem, make it a profitable business, make it a something like that. Yeah. If you really want to end the problem, there is a solution. Already there is a solution. But if you don't want to adopt it, then nobody can help you. If you want to just make it just a money minting problem, yeah. So these problems keep on coming yearly. You see floods, same like flood. We will keep on yearly. It's happening here for 50 years. You don't have solution. There is a solution, but no government is doing that because this is a money minting episode. So similarly, the money minting episode. If you don't have dengue, if you don't have malaria, where this pharmaceutical company, the overcharging hospitals, where they will go, they will not survive. So this is something has to be looked in a different way now. So this has become a commercial activity thing. So the money minting practices that I said here. So this has to be stopped, and the moment the government will interfere, the moment will decide that we have to stop it, if there is a will, they can do it. It's all doable.
It's all doable if you have a will. I hope Honorable Prime Minister to Honorable Chief Minister, Indian Council of Medical Research, how many mails, how many shows we have to do for you. You are a scientific body. You should be teaching us. Commoner trying to gather every evidence and questioning you, including DCGI, World Health Organization. I think they should shut down. They should not be interfering in the health of people because health is wealth. What is happening in India? Now they are saying, because we have been making shows, India has neglected tuberculosis. 40% of cases went undetected because of COVID-19. How shamelessly they are saying this. They were the ones who made it pandemic for a disease which has highest survival rate. Without treatment, we are challenging them. We have said, come with the data, we will also prove. And for the diseases like dengue, tuberculosis, malaria, typhoid, accidents and malnutrition, even after treatment, even after curative aspect by honorable doctors and everywhere, highest mortality rate. How is that Indian polity, Indian administrators? No one discusses it in Indian Parliament. No discussion goes on Indian Assembly. What is this happening into India? And how is that they are becoming so westernized even in healthcare? Whatever happens there, now Indians have become guinea pigs because they want only COVID-19 or flu, which we don't suffer with. We die with dengue, we die with malaria, we die with so many other infectious diseases affecting multiple organs. Tuberculosis is a major failure. And in spite of that, we are trying to ape Western impositions. How do you look at the scenario as a Indian scientist living in Western world? One word.
India has to look intrinsically. Yeah? India has to look inbound, not outbound. Yeah? You have to look inbound. You have to look your problem, and there is a solution. It's only the will is missing. That is why you are having this kind of repeated problem. Will come year after year, year after year, year after year. In Delhi, why you cannot do a good sanitation? Why you cannot make Delhi livable without mosquito? If Delhi is not livable without mosquito, then you can imagine the situation in other cities. Yeah? So who is not seeing? But only thing is, health is the most neglected thing in India so far, and it is still neglected. Only if some problem comes, there is some fancy, we say some cosmetic surgery is being done for the time being as an eye wash, the people will forget and the government will forget. They are not doing something which will lead to a permanent solution of a small problem, of a particular problem, of a yearly problem, which can be easily done away with. Done away with. So many. Right. But it's all about the government, their will, their priority. Their priority is something else. Their politics is not about the health. Their politics is about something else. That is why it is happening. It's very simple.
Thank you, Dr. Satish Ranjan. Indian politicians, administrators, Indian scientific bodies, idea and their way of acting and their way of doing these things is something different when it comes to health of Indian people. Doables, many diseases which are more harmful and dangerous than the COVID, dengue, tuberculosis, malaria, typhoid, accidents, malnutrition, nothing is being discussed. People should start questioning for a disease which has highest rate of survival. And still definitely we say prevention is better than cure. Jagrut rahiye. We say be attentive. Take precautions, whether it is COVID, and you start questioning on malaria, typhoid, why so many mosquitoes flies which they don't want. They say India developing. How can it develop with so many disorders regularly affecting you? And tuberculosis, BCG vaccine we take 100 years, still we get the infection, and even after 6 months treatment 20% mortality. Out of 100, 20 people are dying. Now imagine a latest vaccine without any proper data, and again I'm challenging them, why there is no liability and compensation even in America? If the vaccine is so successful, why are you going for after first dose, second dose, now boosters? What is this? It clearly shows, and Israel study really exposes all this. At least now I hope sincerely that these measures will be adopted and Indian people will rise to the occasion, because it is the public money which goes into public spending. We have to understand, it is not government when they announce, it is every Indian's money. If you don't understand for what purpose and at what cost you are gaining, you will be the sufferers, because if they borrow loans, it is we and our future generations who will be indebted and who have to pay. At least now, health conscious is the one which should drive people and take a decision that should be Indian centric. What is happening in India? Root out mosquitoes, root out flies, then we will salute you, but not take the dictations from WHO or Western world and try to impose vaccine mandates on Indians. It should be voluntary and it should come with the data and how efficacious it is. Israel study has exposed, even the CDC, 2 vaccines they are comparing with natural immunity without any data. At least now, wake up India. Huge money. Into whose pocket? This money is into whose pocket? Are they funding political parties and politicians? That is the reason why you are ignoring, neglecting dengue, tuberculosis, typhoid, malaria, what not. Jago. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. For all the Indians, Sukhanidra, Shubha Ratri, for the world over, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you and goodbye, sir.
Thank you.
And
Good
tomorrow
night.
you can watch this live retelecast on Citizens Dr. TSPR channel at 11 a.m. Let me again remind you, DR TSPR channel, Dr. TSPR channel on which you are watching the live. Tomorrow there will be a retelecast on Citizens Dr. TSPR channel, and there is another channel, Environment People Dr. TSPR channel. Kindly subscribe. Not only subscribe, kindly support in a large way, and you share to people for them to subscribe and to support. These channels are only in larger public interest with wonderful guests like Dr. Satish Ranjanji. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Bye.